Hello everyone, Miss Coomer here with your online art class. Today we will be working with parabolic lines. The science behind a parabolic line says that by drawing straight lines at certain angles, in our case 90-degree angles, you can create the appearance of curved lines. One example of parabolic lines at work shows up in the architecture of Australia's famous Sydney Opera House. Its designer, John Utzon, combined the math of parabolic lines with art to create a truly unique structure. Sounds impossible, but I'm going to show you how it's done. Let's get started. All right, everyone. So to get started, you're going to need a white piece of paper. You're going to need a pencil. I'm going to use a pen so that you can see what I'm doing. And then you're going to need a straight edge. If you don't have a ruler, you can just cut a piece of cardboard or a piece of paper like I have. You're going to need to create a perfect square. So that's going to be hard for me because I don't have a ruler. I can't just say, oh, well, 4 inches across, 4 inches down, 4 inches over, 4 inches up. What I'm going to do instead is take my straight edge, lay it on my paper, see how far across I can go, and then I'm going to shorten it a little. So I don't want it to take up the entire paper. I'm going to make a mark maybe like 1.5 inches away from the edge of my paper. Just like that. And that's going to be like the dimensions of my square right there. So I'll take my straight edge, lay it on my paper, come in a little bit, take that same straight edge, line it up, go down to that same mark, go across the bottom. Remember, the only thing that makes a square different from a rectangle is that a square has to be equal on all sides. So if you want this to work, you need to make a perfect square too. Good. Okay, so there's my perfect square. So next I'll take my pointer finger and I'm going to go to each corner of my paper, but I need to make sure I'm rotating. So watch what I'm going to do. I'll take my pointer finger up to this corner, put my pointer finger on the edge of the line, and then make a little mark right next to it. See that little dot? Then I'll remove my finger. Next, I need to turn my paper once. Do the same thing. Take my finger up to the corner, make a little dot in the next corner. Rotate again. Take my finger to the corner, make a mark. And one more time. Now I'm going to take my straight edge and I'm going to connect those dots. So put my straight edge on the dot up here, put my straight edge on the dot down here, hold my straight edge in place, and make my line. Same thing down here. And again, making sure you're doing this with pencil because it can get a little tricky. You don't want to have to start all over. So there's my first set of lines. See, they look like little triangles, right? So they're wide on the bottom and they get skinny as they go up. And I'm just going to keep repeating that two-step process. So again, take my finger. Now I don't line it up with the corner. I line it up with the previous dot that I made. And make a mark. Rotate my paper, line up my finger with the dot, make a mark. Notice that my marks start at the line that I drew across. I don't put them on like the edge of the square anymore. Notice too what you've done. You drew your first square. Those 4 lines you just created almost take your square and tilt it a little bit within the first one. It looks really cool. So now I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep making more lines until my paper is so full that I can't do anymore. And from here on out, I'm always going to start up in the top corner, dot to dot. And with each new connection I'm going to make, I'm going to rotate my paper. I think that that just helps me keep track of everything so I don't get all like messed up. There's a lot of lines going on here. There's a lot of dots. It's something that it's easy to get tripped up on. Follow my own directions. Keep making sure that when you measure, you're turning your paper each time you make a mark. And make sure you're turning your paper each time you have to make a line, right? So, make a line, rotate my paper. Make a line, rotate. Keep going, we're almost done. Alright guys, so you can see that even though all we've done is do straight lines, we end up with these really beautiful, perfect curves. So from here, rather than leaving it as just a line drawing, I'd like you to add some sort of like color or shading or pattern to your piece to make it just that much more interesting. This is definitely a project that you do not want to wait until Friday at 3 p.m. to start. This is going to take you a little bit of time, so make sure that you're sort of scheduling yourself wisely. I hope you guys have fun with this. Thanks. Bye.